Greetings and salutations, folks. Welcome back to Death Stranding. Let's read an email. Let's see, we got an email from the roboticist. Sam, have you been using your all-terrain skeleton? The answer is yes. Pretty amazing, I know. It is, but would you believe that some porters don't like them? Apparently the design's too functional or something. It's just too good for what it wants. I mean, have they ever actually tried to use one? If they had, I know they'd change their tune. They'd be raving about how it lets you power through snowdrifts and over rocky terrain, and about how the boost mode lets you charge up slopes and across rivers. Ooh, that is good, without draining any endurance. I suppose one legitimate criticism is that it doesn't actually help you carry any more cargo. But that shouldn't come as a surprise, since the focus this time was on balance and stability. I'm sure we can address that particular concern with future models. I'll stop moaning about the moaners now, so long as you remember to use your skeleton whenever you've got to traverse some tricky terrain, okay? Now that I've got to ask, I know you will, Sam. You're not like those other guys. Alright, let's log back in, head out, see what else we need to do around these parts. Because I believe we still are without a BB. Alright, let's leave our private room. I think I'm going to go without his shades. Like, Norman Reedus, like, I look at him, and I look at him with the shades on, and I'm like, that is what he looks like. That is what he looks like in my mind. But, as a video game, I feel as though the additional, like, when you cover his eyes up with shades, it might take away a little bit from his performance. So, that's largely why I am not taking them with me. Let us take on a delivery. We are going... Alright, we're just going back up north to the Mountaineer. This should be fine. Wait, have I already been here? Yeah, I don't think I can really worry about taking the reverse trike with me. And let's auto-arrange.
Order assigned. Beginning.
And we want to head north. Yeah, okay, so this is probably the one that I was already at. Maybe. For some reason, I think I remember it being farther east. Alright.
Dan, have a pleasant journey.
But, we've got the, we got the all-terrain skeleton.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
So let us head off. Get this done. As fast as possible. Also, this is one... Is this a useful ladder? That is a useless ladder. That would be better off as a rope anchor than a ladder. You know, I wish it was easier to see your line of travel on the in the game. Because sometimes it does a great job of blending in with the environment. Yeah, I think I've been here before. because there are BTs in this area here, and then I went around it. Where is my line of travel? I cannot even see it from this angle. So that, like, I feel like that would be more of a quality of life issue. The ability to just be able to ping and then just see your waypoints off in the distance. Ooh. Somebody left a vehicle there. Should I just grab it? Should I risk heading down to BT territory just to grab this vehicle, which probably can't even carry me through these snow-covered mountains? I will skip it. Because it'll only take me so far. Probably to this timefall shelter, and then that's about it. But yeah, because like you can't really, like, you ping the map. It's great for pinging resources, but because I'm no longer following my, oh, there it is. I was gonna say, because I was no longer following my path directly, I could no longer see it. And even though I've placed a marker on the distant waypoint, I can't actually see that. And yeah, I feel like that would definitely be a quality of life improvement for this game. The ability to just kind of like ping the map and just be able to see the icon for the location you're heading towards. All right. But it looks like it's not exactly that far away, so that is not going to be a problem. Let's let our stamina build up. Nope, 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 nope. No. Sam. Sam. Okay. So let us jump, except this time when we're climbing, we are going to be more towards the right. There we go. And now, because we bothered to bring tools with us, let's use them. How do I grab a ladder? Excellent. Will there be anybody passing that area who actually, See, I feel like using equipment around these parts is a little bit, less rewarding, simply because, like, what are the chances that somebody's actually going to be passing this by, let alone passing it by on a regular basis? Like, if you want to farm likes in this game, I would imagine the best place to leave equipment is going to be towards the beginning and at the edges of story points. Like, towards the beginning, because you're going to be more likely to deal with people who have started new games. Although I suppose that's a tactic that's going to be more purposeful when this game was new.
Fragile Express ID verified. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you.
Alright, let us activate the terminal, deliver the antibiotics. Everybody is A-OK.
Thank you. I gave her the medicine.
Oh, that's not exactly that much of a... He doesn't really quite care about me that much at all. Which makes me wonder if I'm gonna have to do other missions for him.
She says she's feeling better already. But I'm not kidding myself. Even if they did work that fast, the doctor said she needs a lot more than antibiotics. She's carrying our child. I want her looked at as soon as possible. Please, I need you to go to the doctor for me. He's got some kind of machine. Thinks it might help. I couldn't make out the details. Damn connection kept dropping out.
Yeah, if only you were on the
Someone
chiral
needs to
network.
go and fetch
Then you'd be able to,
anything you need from that shelf. Hell, just take all of it.
then you'd be able to connect directly to the doctor.
Good work.
Then you could use your
New order
3D
available.
printer to print
Please
out
access delivery
machines.
terminal or further.
There's nothing. Alright. Urgent. All the way back there. Alright.
The clients requested that you complete this order as soon as possible. In other words, speed will determine your eval. Keep in mind, however, that when operating outside network coverage, you won't be able to fabricate additional items. You'll need to choose carefully from the equipment provided by the client. Now, the clock won't start until you set out. So, take your time to get your gear in order before you do.
Die Hard Man, thank you for this late game tutorial. I'm going to grab this ladder because it replaces the one I was missing. I still have 2 climbing anchors. I don't have any PCCs. And I have 4 blood bags, all attached to my utility pouch. So I don't really need more blood bags. My shoes are fine. I guess I'll replace the shoes.
Order assigned. Delivery parameters updated. Time limit set.
Alright, so now let's clear all the markers. We have to get all the way back there, which the easiest way to do that is probably just to go back to... why are there so many? Go back to Mountain Knot City, and then use the bridge that takes you over to... to the Mountaineer.
Sam, in light of the patient's condition, I've gone ahead and put a time limit on this order. You can still deliver the cargo after it runs out, but I want you to move hell and earth to get there before it does. I know we keep piling things on you, but your BB unit can wait a little longer. And besides, beefing up the chiral network there should help it get better faster.
Very true. Although I suppose now I feel like I have to step even farther back from previous statements that I've made in regards to the idea that this game does backtracking well. I feel like this area is kind of... Is my maximum stamina down? I think it is. This area of the game feels a lot more like the mansion area of Resident Evil 1, or the police station area of Resident Evil 2, where you spend a large amount of time constantly going back and forth over each other. But the main difference here is everything is still relatively static. Like, the area that you're traveling through has not changed. So, you're essentially more or less going through already explored territory over again. Okay, let us take a turn this way. And because... I don't know. Oh, yep, there's the BT area. I'm not quite on the side I want to be, because I'm kind of going straight towards the middle. I'll want to go either to the left or to the right. If I want to avoid BBs. Or, sorry, avoid BTs. I blame the game entirely in regards to my slip of the tongue for naming all of their things nearly identical to each other. So yeah, that area is just BT Haven, right in the middle of that timefall. Actually, nope, wrong button. Nope. Rude of you. Grenade. So yeah, I've been playing... What game have I been playing that uses the L1 button? Nope. Nope. No. Yeah. No. Nope, that son of a... I feel as though every part of this specific area of the game is just a little bit more frustrating than it needs to be. Like, you're in these areas that are hard to maneuver. Snow is always slowing you down. So the entire idea of getting away from BTs is kind of... It's an area that forces you to move slower. And combine that with the fact that you no longer have your BB on you, you don't really have your only means of seeing BTs. Like, it makes this situation a little bit more on the frustrating side. Which, the way that I see it is, it's meant to make that when you finally recover the BB, more purposeful. Because... oh. Because now you've gotten you've restored your lost functionality. Whereas in this game, you've never... oh, son of a... in this game, you haven't actually really had to deal with
Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons
with BTs without a BB.
until departure.
You've always had the BB because you acquire it in that opening cinema.
Restrictions lifted.
And a lot of this gameplay, a lot of this game is generally about doing things the hard way, and then appreciating the things that make climbing, make the journey easier once you acquire them. Like, you get a vehicle first, and then you get the roads to drive upon. You get the luggage first, and then you get the all-terrain. You get the skeleton that enables you to hold more. Hold on. I probably should have just... oh my gosh. I probably should have put a climbing anchor. Oh, hold on. But it also feels as though you never... there's a certain level of power that your character has. And the amount of power you have never exceeds the designer's intentions. Like, the closest example I can think of to this is in Max Payne 3. Your character is only... Max is only able to carry...
Sam, access the delivery terminal.
2 small guns and 1 large gun, but he doesn't really holster the large gun. He just happens to carry it in his hand. And if you decide to use 2 guns at the same time, he just drops it.
Contacted me. The treatment I prescribed isn't working. We need to act fast. I hope the antibiotics would alleviate the worst of the symptoms, but it looks like we're past that stage. An infection like this so late in the pregnancy can cause any number of complications. Even if she survives, there is a risk she could suffer brain damage, even brain death. Now, I need you
Brain
to deliver this
death?
prototype bioprinter and remote
Well,
medical
brain
protocol
dead,
to the
but I've
Mountaineers.
never heard anybody say somebody becomes brain dead suffering from brain death.
If you can connect them to me via the chiral network, I can use this equipment to diagnose the patient's condition and provide treatment. The terminal will allow them to transmit their genetic code, with which I can formulate a DNA vaccine for printing. At present, only vaccines utilizing viruses and other non-living components can be generated in this fashion, but future advancements may free us of this limitation. It should go without saying, but this is delicate equipment. Don't break it, whatever you do. Oh, and thank you.
Alright. So, if I had just stayed behind... well, they would still have needed the bioprinter. So I would have still had to go back for the bioprinter. But... what am I doing? I want monster energy in me. Alright, so now I have to go all the way... no.
Restrictions lifted.
Now I have to go all the way back. Again. So what is a good way to go back there that bypasses as many BTs? Probably if I just head north. Oh, there we go. If I head north this way to this ladder, and then there, and there. In theory, that will work easily. But not only have I backtracked, like I've gone to Mountain Knot City, I've gone to the areas nearby it, backtracked back to Mountain Knot City, gone to this guy north of here. I forget what he's called already. The Mountaineer. Backtracked back to Mountain Knot City and to the Doctor, and now I'm backtracking back up to the Mountaineer, and I'm probably, after this is done, going to have to backtrack back to Mountain Knot City before I'm able to actually continue the game. Which, I suppose, how should I phrase this? Backtracking, nope. Is probably not necessarily that big of an issue if you're really, really, really into the gameplay. If you love the gameplay, then ultimately all it's doing is it's encouraging you to play more. A game that is filled with non-stop backtracking would possibly be a fine game as long as the gameplay is okay, is worth it. It would be called Backtracker, as you're constantly trekking back on your previous territory. Like, a lot of games generally feature backtracking to some degree. A lot of games sometimes feature repetition towards some degree. I've been thinking about the Scott Pilgrim video game lately. And one of the things that you can't really avoid when playing the Scott Pilgrim game, when you're playing the Double Dragon game, Neon game, is playing old stages over again in order to develop your characters. River City Girls is a relatively short game, but it's kind of made longer due to backtracking. There is a specific level in the area in the game where you are trying to attend a concert. It's over by the waterfront, and the level design is very circular and very makes me more reminiscent per se of Ratchet and Clank. I've always enjoyed the original Ratchet and Clank's level design because the way that Ratchet and Clank sets itself up is that all of its levels are circular, in that you begin the level and then you end the level right next to the beginning. So when you have to, so there's no point in which you have to trek back in order to get back to your ship. When you reach that end of the level, you just take a step forward and you're at the beginning. And that's why I've always considered the original Ratchet and Clank to have ingenious level design, in that it allows you to kind of like explore this area while still taking you where you need to go. You never kind of overlap yourself. But with River City Girls, when you're on the waterfront, you essentially want to go to a destination that's on the right side of the map. imagine a circular set of areas. You've got an areas on the top, right, bottom, and left. And what you need to do is you need to get to an area on the right side of the map. Only, you're stopped. A guard tells you that you can't proceed. So your next destination is now on the left side of the map, which can only be accessed in a clockwise circular motion. No. Stop. Damn you, all-terrain skeleton. You need to work better. Also, let's grab a ladder. Nope. There we go. So once you get to the left side of the map, you discover you have to again go now to the top, right, and bottom sides of the map in order to get access to the right side of the map. You circle back around again to the left side of the map in order to then get access to the right side of the map in order to proceed the game. So, like, it's still a much faster, it's still a relatively fast experience. Also, what's up with this creepy music? Let us break out the other ladder. But with, like, River City Girls, it's a beat 'em up. You go around, beat up dudes, gain experience points every now and again, level up, that sort of thing. I enjoy beat 'em ups. I have very, very fond memories playing games like X-Men back in the arcades. The Simpsons arcade game, though, arguably that one, the gameplay is not exactly that good for really either of those games. If you want to play a really good arcade beat 'em up, I would argue the Punisher is probably one of the best. Aliens vs. Predator is still pretty good. Streets of Rage 2 is classic. Streets of Rage 1, still good. Final Fight is a bit overrated in my opinion. Like, it laid out groundwork, but I'm never really too interested in playing it. Knights of the Round was like a beat 'em up that I'll stop talking about beat 'em ups and trying to list all the beat 'em ups I've played. The point is, I enjoy beat 'em ups. So the entire idea of backtracking hasn't, in a game like River City Girls, wasn't something that really affected me as much. Who was that? Who said over here, friend? So, like, the idea of, like, fighting my way through waves of bad guys as I circle the same map over and over again isn't terribly problematic. So much so that I've already actually beaten the game, like, 3 times. Once, normally. A second time, normally again. No, sorry. I think I've beaten the game twice. Yes. Once as Misuku? Nope. And once as Kyoko? I think their names are. It's been a while. It's been a week. Alright, let's refresh our... Nope. Let's refresh our stamina. But I've like played through the game several times. Actually, no, twice as Kyoko and once as Misuku. But the point is, I enjoyed the gameplay, and I'm more than willing to just push on. Whereas, I feel like I'm still on the fence on whether or not, like, I remember talking to a friend of mine about this game. No Lost Cargo, Rare Whiskey. Let's just get rid of you guys. Where are you? Yeesh. Sorry. I was already there. Why didn't I drop it off there? Oh well. I must have forgotten that I had the cargo on me. Like, I was describing this to a friend of mine, and then the question they asked me is, so is this fun? And I don't necessarily know whether I can say with absolute certainty that this is fun for me. It's interesting. And it's interesting in a similar fashion that Metal Gear Solid 5 is interesting. Because Metal Gear Solid 5, while it does give you a lot of tools, it gives you a lot more tools for how to approach your missions. It also features a large amount of repetition. It features a large amount of repetitive tasks. So as the missions continue, like, it becomes a bit on the tiresome side, having to go through the same loops over and over again, especially when there's so much content that doesn't necessarily feel like mainline content. It feels more like side missions that have been kind of thrust to the mainline. Like when you have to destroy some vehicles. That sounds less like something that would be a story mission and more like a challenge mission or a side mission. But a lot of the main levels, or the Phantom Pain, have that kind of side mission feel to them. They kind of feel like the X-Files, in which you have maybe one episode of plot and then another warehouse in the middle of nowhere that has nothing to do with anything else.
Any longer, and I don't know what I'd have done.
Alright, 0% container damage. Yeah, I traveled a ways. An A rating? You jerk.
The doctor said we need a chiral connection for this to work. So, hook us up. We'll join the UCA, whatever it takes. Go ahead.
We should have gotten the chiral... Also, he's got a whole bunch of snow on his face. We should have gotten that chiral connection hooked up when you said that you had connection issues. Alright, it's on the map. Fantastic. Ooh. Power gloves. They're so bad.
Okay. Okay, I'll activate the terminal from my end. Just a moment. Everything's gonna be all right. With this device, I can examine her as if I were actually there. The manipulators on the terminal perfectly reflect my movements here.
Allow me to examine your wife with these manipulators.
It's just a shame my better half hasn't had a chance to build any more of these things. You're looking at the only ones we have. Don't worry, though. We'll do everything we can to ensure your child is safely delivered.
Oh, thank you. This is incredible.
You should thank him. The network he's helping to build is going to change the face of medicine forever. All right. Let's have a look at you.
You've brought us the next best thing to a live-in Dr. Sam. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Nicely done. BB-28 will be back in action soon. The kid's a real trooper. Stay the course, Sam.
Heads up, Sam. Got a fresh order for you from a certain mountaineer. It'll take you to a region not yet covered by the chiral network. Suffice it to say, this is a chance to change that. Look into it as soon as you can.
Alright.
Good work. New order available. Please access delivery.
Let's take a look at this, these power gloves. What do they do?
Oh, you're gonna love power gloves. They provide a major boost to arm and grip strength. If you're scaling a cliff with a rope, you'll be able to make your way to the top a lot faster. You'll also notice a difference when lifting heavy cargo. And that's not all. Ever take a tumble down a steep slope? You probably tried to slow your descent with your hands, right? Well, if you've got these on, you'll be able to stop yourself that much more quickly. Just promise me you won't try punching someone, okay? That's not what they're for.
Yeah, don't use them for violence. But if you do, you can punch and throw people more effectively. And I used 2 ladders. And let's just put on these gloves. Okay, I'm not even going to bother with that. Actually, hold on. Where do I even need to go from here? He said orders from a certain... from the Mountaineer. Take on a new order for Sam from the Mountaineer. He's right over there. Oh, alright. Oh, okay, never mind. For some reason I thought that was a side mission. That is a heavy photograph. Alright.
Order assigned.
I think I'm gonna hold up... Oh! Why, hello there, Horizon Zero Dawn animal buddy. I think I'm gonna stop here for the night. Do you have any suggestions for something to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.